Hey everybody, Arizona Kid here. I gonna try to make I always say this, a long video short. We'll see how it goes. I was just on a hunting trip and I did almost 100 miles ride on the Honda Pioneer 700, and we went on a camping trip like a week before that, kind of camping scouting trip, and I don't know how to describe it. People just go, "Oh, you're talking about the rear end." No, the rear end chatter, I know what that's all about. That's no big deal to me. It's almost sounds like there's like a rock or something, like in your rotor or something, or in your brake pads, where it's constantly spinning. It's making like a scraping noise, or maybe the what they call the squeaker on the brake pad was rubbing, but not enough to squeak. It would go away when you would go fast or when you'd hit the brake. So it made me think it was maybe dirt in the brake pads. So the whole point of this video is I'm gonna try to look at the brake pads. Now, let me flip you around real quick. So looking at brake pads, so the front tires, brake pads, you can't even really see them unless you're gonna take off the tire. Now mine, you can try to see it a little bit more, but this will mainly be covering everybody else's. The only reason you can see mine more is because I have spacers on, so it's moved the tire out from on the hub. Now the back ones, I know you guys can see in there very good because I don't have a light going. Yeah, you can see all right in there. So it has like a little window there, but I can't tell where the brake pad is on it. And I'm not gonna, you could take it out, bolt there, and take it out like you're gonna replace it and look at them. I'd rather not do that. I keep thinking there's gotta be a way to look in there without having to take, I'm looking and not letting you guys look. Gotta be a way in there without having to take the caliper off the rotor. I don't know if it'd be by taking the other tire off, which I don't think so, because this cross member right here is in the way on the other side, because you probably don't look like it, but that caliper sitting at like a slight angle. Or maybe just taking the underbelly, that little back cover off. But first things first, I'm going to do the front one real quick, and we'll see what the front pads look like, and then we're going to mess with the back pads. But this is just kind of how to do a brake inspection. It isn't a how to replace the brake pads. They're not that hard to do either. They're just a little bit different. Like if you've done like a truck one, that you wouldn't, like especially the rear one, you wouldn't compress the caliper back down with a C-clamp. It spins. You guys are going, what's he talking about? Yeah, maybe down the road I'll do a video on that if I'm ever going to replace the brake pads. Or if I get in here and do this brake inspection and learn that I do need to replace them, hey, well there you go. There'll be another video down the road. But let's just get into it and see what they immediately look like. So let's get this tire off first of all, which is just kind of zoomed in big time there. This is just a 19 to get that off. And put the jack around the back side of it. Emergency brake on it. Board snapped a little bit, but who cares? you guys up. Let's see. Yeah, see this? This is a lot easier to see it this way. So let me get the flashlight real quick. See, the fronts are easy to see. It's the back one that's kind of a pain in the butt to see. So you get the flashlight here. You guys see that? It's a little dirty there to see it exactly right, but that, let me rub that. So this rust color to your left, that's the rotor. That black part right there, not all of it, because some of it's part of the metal, but that's your brake pad right there. That's super thick. So I knew the fronts. The fronts are like your car. They're easy to look at. This should help you also to see it in there. Yeah, you need a flashlight. I always pick the time of the video when there's like no good light. But I kind of rub it. So where my thumb is right now, that's the end of the metal. So then that rest of that black to the rotor, that's all pad. This is all pad. So super thick pads on the front. So I wish it was that easy, because if you, how you look at it right here, I wish it was that easy to look at it in the back. Well, the problem in the back, where that window is, in the back of it, to get you guys in here, where that window is in the back of it, it has a metal, so it's harder to tell. So I'm gonna try to look at it from underneath. So we're gonna go, get you guys back out. We're gonna go underneath here and take this plastic shield off right underneath. It's just a piece back here, a little square piece, rectangular, I should say. We're gonna try to get that off and see if we can get underneath there and see what it looks like better. So I'm going to put the front tire back on. I'm not gonna make you guys watch that. And but anyways, the front right, real easy to check inspection on them. You can do that to your front and left tire. That's super easy. You literally look right here, and you literally look in the window, and you can see if your brake pads are good. So fronts are easy to check out and make sure you're all okay. You guys ever wonder about these spacers? I do have a video on that. Best investment ever made, especially with all the riding we did with hunting and keeping you from getting off camber or tilting too much. Anyway, let's not get off the track of this video. So I'm gonna hit pause, get that back panel off, and then we'll see if we can see it or not. I'll be back. Hey everybody, Arizona Kid back here. I'm like laying underneath this machine. So I did take the bottom plate off, and I think you can see it laying there on the ground. So I did take that plate off thinking I could look inside of it and see how the pads look. That was not possible. It was just where I wasn't feeling sure if they were good or not. So I did take the whole caliper off, and there's the pad sitting, as you can see in the middle, the rotor, and you can see the pads on the outside. They are very, very in good shape. A little dusty. So there is, I don't know if I can get my hand in there. So right here, there would be a top bolt that goes into that cylinder looking thing. There's the caliper just sitting off to the right. There's a bolt in there. It's I don't know, it's underneath here somewhere. What is that, a 12 millimeter? Yeah, so 12 millimeter. And then I needed this, which I think shit, I need like glasses so bad. Is that an 18? I think it's an 18. Actually, I brought my glasses somewhere. Oh, they're there. Let me put my glasses on. I'm like laying underneath the machine. You guys are going, he's crazy. Yep, I'm crazy. But, yeah, I believe it's it's an 18. So you guys are going, what do you need an 18 millimeter for? So when you take the caliper off, that bottom bolt right there. You can see that right there. I'm focusing that nut right there. That's a 18. You got to put it on there for you to twist the 12 bolt off of it. And then once I did the top one first. Once you did the bottom one there, it just completely just releases. So, yeah. That's how you would have to do it, I guess. I mean, if you really wanted to look at them, I mean, I couldn't see it through that little hole. I guess I could see it. I just couldn't see how can I describe it? I just couldn't see if I can hold this phone with one hand underneath here and then get the other hand. I just couldn't see the back of the pad. All I was seeing was this color in here, and I couldn't tell if that was this piece I was looking at or if that was that I was looking at. So the only way to be sure was to take it off and know that that's what I was looking at and know that that was solid pad. So I didn't just assume it was and then find out I'm metal to metal. Because like I said, it was making a weird noise. I think it's just dust that gets in there. I mean, it's got to be just dust that gets in there and plays with it really bad. I mean, it would make sense. You know, it's the only pad in the back. But it literally sounds like that. It's just like something constantly rubbing. I thought maybe it was a drive line. And it's not like the chatter. So people are going to go like, oh, it's the rear end chatter. No, I know what that noise is. That's like freaking loud. That's unmistakable. This sounds like something's just constantly like sandpaper. That's the best way to put it. Like a shh, 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 like sandpaper noise. Was that entertaining to hear me do that? So like sandpaper noise. So anywho, I can deal with noises. This machine makes enough of them. I just want to make sure the brake pads were good. So that's how you would do it, or I would recommend doing it. Some guys will probably say you're crazy, but the front end's easy. Just take off the tires. You can see it. The rear end, you know, and I've sprayed this tons with brake cleaner, and it like goes away for a little bit, and then it comes right back. So I don't want to hear a bunch of comments like, put brake cleaner on it. Yeah, I know, I've done that. So that's it. So that's the whole process. If you really want to look at it, you have to take this whole rotor off, which like I said, it wasn't that bad of an ordeal to get it off. Sorry, there's somebody in the neighborhood screaming. But also, that's what I was talking about. You see, guys, how you see that in there? If you're putting new brake pads on, how it has like those grooves in the caliper, you'd have to twist that to reverse it, which mine ain't that far out. So that just tells you these are super new pads. But this should just slide right back on. If it doesn't, then I'll be really upset because I'll be like, why did I take it off? Why did I inspect these? Just kidding. It's going on really easy. It's like I thought it would, honestly. I'm just still holding the phone. Doing this with one hand. So I'll go and put this one in first, just like I did. And then I'll put the other one in. And all right, guys, I'm sorry that just kind of like stopped like that. And I was acting like it was over. I got her back on there. And I'm not gonna lie, if I had to pick, let me show. If I had to pick, can you guys even see that? Yeah, if I had to pick taking that cover off or not underneath it, which was literally just a 10 millimeter bolt to get it off, to get to all that, because you know I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I always keep it real. I watched a video of a guy doing this, and he took his tire off to do it, which I could have did that too and did it from the side. But just getting your hands in there and getting close to it and getting up underneath and laying underneath. I just put cardboard on my garage floor and getting underneath, because you have to like pull that caliper down. It's spring loaded to get the nut to start threading unless you want to strip it. It was just easier to just take those 6 bolts off for that little rectangular pan to get in there. That's my opinion. That would be the easiest way to get under there and do it. But I got it back on there. And the biggest deal I'm going to say, let me flip you guys back around. I'm just adding this at the end. I hope you guys watch to the end because this is just helpful hints. But there you guys are. I got that light shining in there. So the top bolt, you still have to push down on that caliper. So when you're trying to thread that top nut in right there, you're having to put pressure down on that. And to use 2 hands, when I was underneath, I was sticking 2 hands in crazy spots to get it to go. And but I could get it to go. And when I told you that 18, when you guys go back in here, right there, to tighten that on, that nut on the right and that nut on the left, try not to just start threading, because that nut on the left will move and you'll change the adjustment on it. So that's a big deal too. So just make sure you have that 18-inch wrench before you start ratcheting on that 12-inch side. So anyhow, guys, keep the powder dry, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.